What's going on? Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. So, I wanted to show you guys a different type of video today, but it's also something that I got into a while ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I wanted to dig it up. And so I was at a thrift store and I found the perfect case for it. I found this Brinks home security safe. And you guys are like, what is it? What is it? Don't fast forward the video, I'll get to it. So there was a lady who I actually saw, and she was in a bin, and she basically said that she's looking for a collection. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? She was like, all of these little things here are silver plated. And I was like, the utensils? And she said, yes. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. I did a little bit of research, and I have a list today. So what I did today is I made a list of all of the different ones that I have. I put them in Ziploc bags from the dollar store. And here is my collection that has been sorted out, tagged, and labeled of silver plated utensils. Okay. Now, again, these are basically what you would use for trading in World War III. Some people, to be honest, they'll just go ahead and take the silver plate off. Some people actually do that. They have videos online, reverse electroplating the silver off of utensils, off of pots, off of different things, and then they basically modify that. They put it inside of a crucible, some borax, and hey, you got your silver. So what we're going to do is look at what we actually have. I sorted everything out today. I just recently got this Brinks safe, and there's no key for it, so I'm not going to be mad. It's very nice, but we're going to look and see what we actually have and the different companies that do it, and also how to identify it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move some of the stuff in here. And what I'm going to do is I want to show you guys the one thing that will kind of make it easier so you're going to understand it. I'm going to pick this bad boy up here. This is heavy. All right. Now, about 50 years ago, or maybe even more, they ended up actually using silver for utensils because it was a lot more hygienic for that. Silver is very good for its antibacterial properties. You can still find sets right now selling on eBay for $200, even $300. And so I ran across one of these knives here, and I'm going to pull it out. It's a small little butter knife right now, okay? And it had the TWA on it. And I was like, oh, TWA, that's pretty good. That sounds like an airline thing, like JetBlue or Delta or something like that. And there was a whole collection of these that I basically saw, and I said, I'll go ahead and pick it up. So I did some research on this, and I took a picture of it and used Google image search. And I labeled it properly. It's TWA Airline Silver Plate Knife with the swirl. They're $9 each online, and the year is 2025. So later on, I can look and see what this is. So not this part here that you actually use to cut. It's the handle that's silver plated. It's a TWA knife. It's labeled. It has a little button here. Now, are there other markings? Not really, but this one does have the swirl to it, as you can basically see, which is very nice. So these little ones are selling online for about $9. And some people buy them because you want to add it to your collection. I say, hey, definitely do it. I have all of this here. I finally have a nice thick Ziploc bag full of TWA knives. These are butter knives right now. Could I use them? Absolutely. I'll have to clean them up a bit. But again, these were on the floor. They were in plastic in a bin. Whenever you buy utensils and you intend to use it for the family, please make sure you clean them. Okay? Because again, so many people have been touching them, move things around. It was on the floor. It was dirt. You can even have rats inside of warehouses. Do they exist? Who knows, right? So these things basically are out there. Have a lot of silver plated knives here. This is 36, and I labeled it inside of a Ziploc bag here. The Ziploc bag is from Dollar Tree, okay? So 36 of those. I'll put those to a side. Silver plated items are very heavy, but they're also very good for trading. You can use them for anything you basically want. Here's a few things that I actually found in a little Ziploc bag. I got it for $2.99. And there's a lot of cool little stuff in here right now from that same company, and a lot of these here are silver plate. And the good part is on the back of the knives or forks or spoons, you'll actually find different markings of what it would be, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys an example of what I mean by markings, okay? So let's look and see. I'm going to take one of these out. This is Rogers and Bro Desert Oval 1957 spoon, which is reinforced plate, okay? So I'm going to take one out, and I'm going to pull out the back part of it so you can actually see it there. You see what it says? Okay. Rogers and Bro reinforced plate. Okay. So you do a bit of research. This is silver. Now, it's not solid silver. Okay. It's just silver plated, but it's just reinforced not to tarnish for so long. Okay. So I have, how many of these do I have in here? Maybe 6. It looks like 6. Oh, 7. I have 7 of these. Okay. Now, again, for me, I would actually keep these in trading. Am I going to buy more silver? Actually, not really, unless I see it for a pretty good price. Some of these online are actually selling for God knows how much, right? Perfect example. I got this one from Goodwill down by Pennsylvania, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is a cool little thing right here. It's got a nice handle. It's got a flip there. There was the tag on it. It's 2 different pieces that basically come together like a scissors. But when I looked at the silver part there, if you could actually see it, you see what it says right there? See? Silver plate. And I looked it up on Google, and yeah, one just sold for 30 bucks. So somebody really wanted this. You know what this is? Do you guys know what this is? Handle like a scissors. Okay. It's got a little flip piece here. You know what this is? This is for your salads. Yeah, this is for your salad. This is what you would actually use. It's amazing. So somebody would actually have this for the salad. Now, yeah, it's definitely old. All right. Some of the silver collection that's actually in here is from Rogers and Bro, if I look at it, and some of it is from Holmes and Edward. Okay. So you'll find TWA, Sheffield, WM Rogers, Rogers and Bro, Williams and Edwards, and Avon Vintage Silver Plate. Okay, I made a list of what it actually is over here. These right here, Rogers and Bro Silver Plate Butter Knife. Okay, now what I did is that I labeled all of them here, and I doubled up the Ziploc bag so they don't come out. When it comes to storing knives, be very careful. Silver plated knives, I double them up into plastic to make it easier. And what I did is I put them here. That way I'm not touching it with my hands. People basically say you can do that with silver bars. Try not to. Just handle what you have very carefully. And I have a lot in here. I have a lot in here, but I really don't need to add more to it because the collection I have is worth $528 right now. And I didn't spend nearly that much to get it, but I stored it and I kept it in here. Sometimes they're small enough to fit into the Ziploc bag. This is Rogers & Bro's Reinforced Plate IS Small Spoon. Okay. Now, when you turn around to the back of it, you can actually end up seeing what it was. Okay. Also, if it says silver plate, that's a plus for a lot of sellers out there. They love that right now. What is this here? WM Rogers IIS. This is a special one here. This one, I'll even show this one to you guys, is Crown Lion Fat E Sheffield England George Hop 20th. Okay, I'll pull one of these out to show you. This one here would be a bit more tricky to identify, but you have to be able to zoom in and look at that little label right there. It's a bit difficult there. You'd have to get your camera all the way into it, but I wrote down what it was and found it online there right now. You have I have to flip it over here. I have a crown, I have a lion, the flat lion, and then I have the E, and it's a Sheffield, England, George Haight 20th. Okay. Now, again, and this is why I say always sort everything out. When it comes to prepping, a lot of people are not organized. Please be more organized. It will definitely benefit you in the long run right now. Okay, it's an absolute benefit. Again, I went to the dollar store, got like 50 of these there for $1, and it works out. Okay, now I'm going to show you the ones that I really liked here. Holmes and Edwards Butter Knife Romance Style in Sicko Stainless Steel Silver Plate. These are beautiful to actually have right now. I do have a nice little collection of them. I only have 5, but I'll probably keep these for a definite later date there. These ones here, again, Rogers and Bro, you have the piece on the end there. Always label it. It makes it a lot easier. 1957. These are all beautiful there right now. Walker and Hall. And I love this stuff, man. Absolutely love it. Now, here's the thing. You can also pass this on later on. People basically have this Walker and Hall right now, silver plate, even more in there. And I like this, you know. I like the fact that 1, I keep it organized. 2, I keep it clean. 3, always make a list. One of the things I do is I have a binder. I told you guys about that. I sit there and I make a list of, this is the silver, what I actually have, the number that I have it for, and then I can always create a line here and write down what the last one sold for and the date. So if I come back 10 years down the road, I say, oh, I want to see what the price is selling at now, and it will let me know. Okay? So this is silver plate. This is a lot of them right now. It's the same ones, and it is beautiful. Absolutely love it. When it comes to sorting this in here, you have to make sure you have the spoons the right way. You want everything to basically sit correctly because you want it to actually close. So sometimes you have to find the right size for what it is and then put that there, like the small ones here. I want to put these in here. Again, you can always use these for trading. They're great for trading when shit hits the fan. They're great for always having extra for. And if anything, if you and the boys are around, you can have some fancy stuff to eat out. You know, it's always good, as I said, to basically have a little backup. Some people say in doomsday prepping, all you need to trade is food. I would say, yeah, but you're going to need something a little bit more. If somebody steals your food, you got to have something else there, okay? I put this big knife separate because it has a sharp end. And the only one I haven't been able to identify was this bad boy here, okay? So I keep this here, put this down in there, and then I want to be able to hold this, and it should close. Perfect. Beautiful. I did want to show you one more thing that I actually found, and what I'll do is I will shift this over and move this over here. This here is a special teapot that I actually found, which I thought was beautiful. It's got a nice spout to it. It actually still opens up there. The inside is very, very clean, very hygienic. And I was like, that's cool. It's got a bit of a rough texture. I want to know if it's silver. So what I did is I flipped over to the bottom of it and I looked at it and see what it says. This is, if you can see it there, silver plate, Hong Kong. Now, yeah, it's broken, but somebody will definitely end up using something like this later on. Could I see if I could fix this? Possibly, if I found the other end to it, but I highly doubt it right now. This is very nice. It's got a very nice handle to it. I have another exact one with all 4 legs on it, which would work out, but yeah, I would keep this there. I actually might sell this because the only thing I actually want to keep is what I actually have in here. This is good enough for me. Okay, and then I'm going to put this sheet into a Ziploc bag and roll it up and then keep it in here. But yeah, this is my little silver-plated collection for those of you who wanted to know. All right, that's what I have. All right, guys, listen. Make sure you prep, get your money, get your finances, find things you can buy that are worth a lot more later on. Pro Dumpster Diver out.